So you beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go through the launch week patch notes for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and find out exactly what the devs have been doing behind the scenes. Today we had quite a big update and I've already done a video on the aim response curves. Check that out down below because it's definitely going to be a game changer for you guys. But today we need to focus on what's going on in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War in terms of the patch notes. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this stuff, but they are doing a new Trello board, which was very important for updates. And we're getting a new Nuketown weapon bundle, which looks quite cool. It's one of my favorite shotguns in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. But we want to talk about this, the multiplayer, and what aspects of the game have changed. So assault rifles, the FAMAS as I refer to it, has increased recoil, slightly reduced max damage by 3.5% from 28 to 27, reduced max damage range by 34% from 38 meters to 25. Me personally, I don't feel like this weapon didn't need to be touched at all. I felt like not many people I came across using it, and when I did use it, it's one of those high recoil weapons anyway. So obviously they've saw something in the back end that they thought needs to be changed, and that's why they've changed it. Submachine Guns, Submachine Gun Alpha, reduced base effective damage range by 33% from 15.24 to 10.16. That seems as if they've done it to all of the submachine guns actually. Added more character to initial recoil by tweaking several bullet trajectories. Whilst this doesn't affect the vertical and horizontal control stats in the gunsmith, this change makes it more difficult to stay on target by adjusting the trajectory of several bullets in the initial firing experience. Update: these changes were unintentional, reverted in today's update and will return in the up and coming update. Oh, so okay, they added that and then they've retracted it and they're going to go with that once again in a new update. Tactical rifles, the M16, a lot of people have been talking about this one. Reduced max damage range by 15% from 25.4 meters to 21.59. Increased sprint to fire time, slightly slowed movement speed whilst firing, slightly increased delay between bursts. Rebalanced fire rate bonuses on barrel attachments, slightly reduced effectiveness of the laser attachment, because that gun, when you came up against it point blank range, you're dead. Don't matter what you've got, shotgun, SMG, you are dead. So I like the fact that they are starting to address certain problematic weapons in the game. Tactical rifle Charlie. So reduced match damage range by 20%, 38.1 meters to 30.48 meters. Increase sprint to fire time, slightly slowed move speed while firing, slightly increased delay between bursts. Rebalance fire rate bonuses and barrel attachments, slightly reduced effectiveness of laser. Type 63, slight increased fire rate, rebalance fire rate bonuses on barrel attachments. The DMR 14, slightly increased fire rate, rebalance fire rate bonuses on barrel attachments. Light machine guns, the M60, improved max damage ranges, improved movement speed. So maybe that is a feasible option in your arsenal of weapons now in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Sniper rifles, all adjusted sprint to fire times to account for early blend interruption allowed via animation system. The effective sprint to fire time is notably shorter than what is displayed in the gunsmith. We have plans to address the gunsmith readout in a future update. So in the gunsmith there are some stats that are not realistically true. Adjust movement speed impact when firing to intend values to make each shot feel more powerful. Fine-tune barrel attachments that improve idle sway to provide a unique feel on each gun. The pistols, the Magnum, slightly improved fire rate, improved max damage range, improved visibility when firing the first shot. Shotguns, Shotgun Bravo, slightly reduced damage between ranges from 5.8 meters to 7.7. And then we've gone over to the game mode. So in game modes, hardcore, friendly fire system now properly transitions to reflect the damage after 3 team kills. Search and destroy addressed an issue where defusing the bomb could take longer than intended. the intended 7.5 seconds. That must be really frustrating to lose to that. Free-for-all adjusted several starting spawns that allow players to have line of sight on other players before the match started. They're going to have to do some of this in the team deathmatch, especially maps like Armada. That one's a real bad one. CDL Hardpoint addressed an issue where players would spawn outside of the intended play space when playing CDL Hardpoint in custom games. Combine Arms, I don't play that, so I'm not going to talk about it. Spawns adjusted various spawns in multiplayer game modes that could result in players spawning above ground. So finally, the Scorestreaks is another important aspect of the game, and they've done a bit of tweaking here as well. So the combat bow, reduced ammo from 5 to 4, care package, increased costs from 1800 to 2000. The sentry gun is being reduced from 2000 to 1800. Napalm strike has increased in cost from 2100 to 2500. Air patrol has reduced in cost from 3200 to 2700. Artillery increased from 2500 to 3000. So it seems as if they've had a bit of a switch there as to what they feel is, you know, the better streaks, and they can see what's getting used a lot basically. Cruise missile, that's had an increased cost from 2600 to 3500. That's one of my favorite streaks. I think for the cost of that streak, it was the best in the game. Now they'll probably turn it into an average streak. We'll see how it plays out in the next couple of days. War Machine increased costs from 3500 to 4000. Attack helicopter, this one needed addressing because I feel like it just flies around and does absolutely nothing. So increased costs from 4000 to 4500. Increased damage from 50 to 75 per bullet. So even though it's gone up in cost, it's more powerful. Increased health from 4500 to 5000, so it's got more health as well. Decrease the duration of the screen shake from bullet impacts, which is fair enough. Reduce the amount of time the helicopter will stay in one place before reallocating. That is a good buff to the attack chopper, definitely. The VTOL escort reduced costs from 8500 to 8000, increased turret burst length and reduced cooldown time. So they obviously want people to be using this because it doesn't really come out in the game. I've not seen it much unless someone's got it in a care package. And then the chopper gunner, that has had an increased cost from 6000 to 6500, reduced the movement of the gun when firing, which to be fair is, in my opinion, a buff because I found it to go everywhere. And with the introduction of the new aim response curves, it might be a lot easier for me to actually handle. Equipment, Tomahawk can now be thrown immediately at the start of the round. They want them cross map kills. Eliminations, extended time after damaging an enemy that will count towards the elimination if the enemy is killed. That's all right. Finishing moves, improve the ability to trigger finishing moves on misaligned surfaces. Address an issue where players would end up in an unintended pose if they were down while being eliminated by a finishing move. Now, the one thing I will say about the finishing moves is I think it should take away the ability for you to be killed by somebody else if somebody's doing the execution, because there's many times me and my mates, we've tried to execute somebody, you go into the animation and then somebody takes your kill. If you start the animation, you should get that kill and only you. And in there's a lot of stability fixes that needed addressing, a lot of stuff with the score streaks as well. But what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to leave this down in the description so you guys can have a real thorough look through it for yourself. But that is the meat and potatoes, in my opinion, of what's gone on in this update. Guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but a like and subscribe button, I hope they took your fancy. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.